Hello and welcome to season 1, episode 5 of the Trivia 10. Today we have the Sophie Network herself, Sophie Holsinger, going on a take on the 10 trivia questions. You excited? How you feeling? You nervous?
I'm very excited, very nervous. I've watched my competitors. I'm coming out here as the first woman. So, got to show out.
A lot of responsibility on your shoulders. The leaderboard right now, K Meeks is still in first with 125, Owen in second place with 120, and Seth in the third spot at 105. Cam is in fourth at 85 points. We're going to be having 12 episodes in this season. The top 4 are going to go to a playoff. So this is a very pivotal episode because that red cut line, no one's below it right now, but it's either going to be you or you're going to be pushing someone down, or well, I guess Cam would be the one you'd be pushing down. So a lot of pressure, but I think you're going to be doing great. A lot of people are nervous coming into this, but they end up doing just fine. As you know, we're going to start with 5 pointers, go on to 10 pointers, then 15 pointers, then to 20 and 50. They're going to get gradually harder as they go. And I picked all these movies based on stuff you have logged on Letterboxd. So without a shadow of a doubt, these are stuff you've seen, you generally like. Question 1. Which actor plays the role of Niels Bohr in Oppenheimer, who asks if Robert can hear the music?
Kenneth Branagh.
And just like that, you're on the board. Kenneth Branagh is correctly. The first 3 episodes of the Trivia 10, we saw people get the 50-pointer right on the very first one, but I think all 3 of them got question 1 wrong. So you're trending in the right direction.
Amazing.
5 points is headed your way. Question number 2. This actor starred in David Fincher's Mindhunter series, Knock at the Cabin, and was nominated for a Tony Award for his role in Hamilton.
That would be Jonathan Groff.
Jonathan Groff is correct. 10 points total. The 5 pointers were no big deal for you whatsoever. You're a perfect 2 for 2 headed into question 3. Slightly picking up the difficulty here in theory. Question number 3. Which movie studio did Mia work as a barista in La La Land? Got about like 4 to choose from.
I believe it's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, what you're locking in? Warner Brothers is correct. 10 points headed your way. You're at 20 points. Perfect through the first 3. Can't
Amazing.
Quite remember the first 4 episodes, but I think you're perfect. The only one that's been perfect so far at this point. Question number 4. In Richard Linklater's 12-year epic Boyhood, Mason Sr. and his kids are vocal advocates for this politician, shown spreading yard signs of his throughout Texas.
Boyhood's your movie, Tyler. I have not seen this movie.
You are a Richard Linklater gal, though.
I know. I am. I don't even know if I have a guess. I haven't seen this in forever. This
was filmed over 12 years. Got to think of the time frame.
Mason Sr. and his kids are vocal advocates. Okay, I'm just gonna throw out a total guess and say George W. Bush.
George W. Bush is kind of the opposite of what we were going for here. Barack Obama. Ethan Hawke's Mason Sr. was a big Obama guy, seen spreading the yard signs throughout Texas. And of course, being in Texas, that was not really received well by the neighbors. His kids ended up having to run away with him into the car and escape some angry neighbors in the neighborhood. Your first miss, we're going to bounce right back. Question 5. Which of Christopher Nolan's films was the first to feature Cillian Murphy, longtime collaborator, Oppenheimer being his first lead in Christopher Nolan's films, but he's been in plenty of his films.
The first one. Okay, so Christopher Nolan said the other day they were partners in crime for 20 years. So had to have come out in the early 2000s. I'm going to say Batman Begins.
Great pull. Batman Begins is correct. He was in all 3 of the Batman movies, the Dark Knight trilogy, as well as, of course, Inception, Dunkirk, Oppenheimer. They've been longtime collaborators, but Batman Begins was the very first time they worked together. So you're now up to 30 points, heading into the back half of the quiz, only missing 1 question so far. Question number 6. Randall in Dazed and Confused goes by a nickname for the majority of the movie. Where does his nickname come from?
Oh, where does it come from? Wow, you really pulled the Linklater stuff on me. I have no idea.
No idea. The answer is Pink Floyd. Randy Pink Floyd went by Pink for the majority of the movie. Mm-hmm. Incorrect. I do believe is Dazed and Confused your favorite Linklater film?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm embarrassed. It's okay. Pink Floyd lets you down. Question number 7 for 15 points now. Quentin Tarantino filmed the final diner scene leading up to the climax of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in the same exact booth the real-life Sharon Tate sat on the night of the fateful night in real life. What is the name of that restaurant?
Oh, I know the restaurant at the beginning of the movie is Musso and Frank's.
I believe you ate there, correct? I think I saw your Letterboxd review.
Mm-hmm. I did. But the final dinner scene... oh shoot, I know this. It's like I think it has something to do with the clock. I don't know. I'm not
tough one for the 15-pointer. These other more difficult ones. El Coyote is the right answer.
Yeah, no.
El Coyote. You need to put that on your bucket list of next time you're in LA to eat at that restaurant, and then maybe it'll lock it in for you. But these 15 pointers are hard. We're going on to the next one. Daniel Day-Lewis's supposedly final film before retirement had him play the character by this name, and you'll get 5 points for the first name, 15 points for the full name. So you got to think of what film it was. That was the final film in his career before retirement. We're still fingers crossed that he's not actually going to retire. But what was the name of the character he played in that movie?
Okay. I think the last film was Phantom Thread. And Woodcock is the last name. What is the first
If you only get the last name, it'll be 5 points for the last name. I thought writing this question, the first name was easier than the last, so I said 5 points to get the first. But you do have the last name correct. The Phantom Thread is the right movie. So you have 5 points at least. I watched
this like a week ago. I should know.
Take your time.
I don't know. I'm blanking.
All right. Well, you're going to get 5 points for Woodcock. It was Reynolds Woodcock. Daniel Day-Lewis actually suggested the name as a joke to Paul Thomas Anderson. He thought it was such a funny name that he said, screw it. That's the name of your character in Phantom Thread. You're getting 5 points for that for getting one. Some reason I thought Reynolds would be easier. It's been a while since I've watched Phantom Thread, so I don't know if they refer to him more often as Reynolds or by, Mr. Woodcock, but 5 points, 35 points heading into question 20. Now, if you've watched the previous episodes, there's 2 different answers for this question. You get 10 points for each of them. So you can either get 0, 10, or 20 for this answer. The question is, which 2 movies directed by David Fincher received the most Oscar nominations out of his entire filmography? Not wins, just total nominations. He has 12 films.
One of them is Mank, because Mank got a lot, I believe.
Mank is right. You got 10 points already. And then you get one other here.
I'm deciding between 2. I want to say The Social Network, but I think The Curious Case of Benjamin Button got a lot as well. But I feel like The Social Network could get more acting nominations. I'll go with The Social Network.
So you are right for Mank, but The Curious Case of Benjamin Button is the number 1 with 13 nominations. I think probably where the big differentiator there is, makeup, hairstyling, all the work that had to go into that. But you got Mank, 10 nominations. Curious Case of Benjamin Button, 13 nominations, 10 points. You got 45 heading into the final question, which, as you know, is guess the film based on the cast. You'll get 1 guess per cast member, 5 guesses total. The point value decreases with each new cast member reveal. So the first 3 people got on the very first one. Seth, at the time we're filming this, you haven't seen the episode yet, but he went last week for viewers. He did not get on the first one, so you wouldn't be the first to break the streak.
Okay.
So guess the film based on the cast. You get to guess per cast member. You're not going to lose points for getting it wrong. Brie Larson is the first. You get it here, 50 points. If not, we move on to the next cast member.
Okay, so this is a movie I've seen.
Correct. It's a movie you've seen. It's a movie you've logged.
Okay, Brie Larson. So it's not going to be any Marvel projects because you wouldn't do that to me. What else is Brie Larson in? Ooh, she's in a movie that I like called Brooklyn, but I don't know about that. When is she really young? Oh, she's in like Mean Girls or something as a young girl. I don't know. Oh gosh. I'll just I don't know. Sorry. I feel like it's got to be like a small role that she's been in. I'll just say Brooklyn.
Brooklyn is not correct, so we're going to be moving on to the next cast member reveal.
Next.
Mark Ruffalo.
Well, now those are two Marvel people. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, it's 13 going on 30.
13 going on 30 is correct. You perfectly navigated as the first three reveals were all Marvel characters, technically, with Andy Serkis being next, and then Julie Garner would have been the final one, technically also Marvel as Elektra. But 13 going on 30 is correct. You were on the right track there with Brie Larson being in a younger role of hers. She's in so many of those movies. Like Brie, that's the one, because in an interview, Mark Ruffalo, they told him that Brie Larson was in that movie with him, and he had no idea. He just did not remember Brie Larson being in that whatsoever. Yeah. But she was. 40 points going your way. So that means you're going to be exactly tied with Cam at 85 points. So I don't know what the tiebreaker will be. So if it comes down to you two fighting for that fourth spot, where I'm going to have to figure out some sort of wild card play-in.
Okay.
85 points. Did very, very well. That was a great pull, because you by far had the trickiest guess the cast, but you're too smart. You knew I wasn't going to give you a Marvel question. Yeah. You weren't fooled by the Brie Larson, Mark Ruffalo stack. 40 points, huge. So now through Trivia 10 first 5 episodes, all the people have gotten it in the first or second on the guess to cast. So it's an incredible run by all these contestants here. But you and Cam are going to be in the tied for 4 slot at 85 points. Great showing. A couple Linklater questions let you down. But overall, how do you feel about your performance? You got to feel good about it. 85 is a great score. All these scores are just super high.
Yeah, I feel okay. I was definitely overthinking a bit, but you live and you learn.
Well, Batman Begins was also a great pull. That was on the tip of your tongue going the other way. The bad break was Curious Case of Benjamin Button. You had it. You knew it in your head. Social Network flipped you at the end.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for participating. Do you have where do you want people to go? And where do you want to push people? What do you want to pimp?
I'm on TikTok at the Sophie Network, and mostly using Twitter and Letterboxd these days. Just look up my name and you'll find me.
Yeah, her Twitter following is crazy. Like, you got David Ayer following you. I think you have some other very notable people in the film industry following you. So go follow her on Twitter, and of course on TikTok and Letterboxd as well. All her links will be in the description down below. But that is episode 5 of the Trivia 10. Thank you so much, Sophie, for participating. We will see you in the next one.